on this episode of Destination Truth. Josh and his team traverse the deserts of Israel to the ruins of Masada, an ancient fortress with a terrible past.
The feeling when you come to Masada is fear.
1,000 feet above the ground, is this legendary site still home to the restless spirits who died here more than 2,000 years ago?
I see movement up there. Do you see that?
I got it. I'm clear.
With compelling evidence, Josh turns to the ghost hunters team, searching for answers.
Whoa, that is phenomenal.
That's crazy.
Next, Team Truth investigates the epic countryside of Ireland, where residents say the story of the Leprechaun is no fairy tale.
I saw 3 little people sitting on a rock. They were about so high.
Josh takes the investigation underground to discover the truth behind this Irish mini-man.
Need to beeline the hell out of here as fast as you can.
Oh, no.
Ryder!
Josh?
Hold on! I'm Josh Gates. In my travels, I've seen some unexplainable things, and I've done some things I can't quite explain. Now, I've pulled together a team armed with the latest technology in the search for answers to the world's strangest mysteries. I'm not sure what's out there waiting for me, but I know what I'm looking for. The truth. It's common knowledge that headlines sell newspapers. Tell me this one wouldn't lure you in. 1,000 people found dead, victims of a mass suicide. This sensational news story took place 2,000 years ago in the vast Judean desert on a mountaintop called Masada. Here, a group of 960 Jewish rebels, men, women, and children, revolted from Jerusalem and made a desperate last stand, deciding to take their own lives rather than surrender to Roman rule. Today, locals claim the site is haunted by the restless spirits of those who perished during the siege. People report unexplainable black masses and the sound of voices atop the mesa. This was going to be one of our most challenging investigations ever. Masada, after all, was chosen as a stronghold for a reason. Surrounded on all sides by sheer cliffs and perched in one of the most inhospitable deserts on Earth, even the Roman army struggled to prevail here. Add to that the fact that no investigation team has ever been granted permission to spend the night on top of this reportedly haunted plateau. Well, all that is about to change. My team and I geared up to travel to Israel to begin the world's first investigation into the ghosts of Masada. Racking up a respectable 7,563 frequent flyer miles, we flew from Los Angeles to Tel Aviv, Israel. The rental car company told us our vehicle would be parked curbside, and they weren't kidding. Perfect. Just perfect. We left the airport headed for the ancient holy city of Jerusalem, where the Jewish revolt began. We'd meet with experts here before following the path of the rebels south to reach the 2,000-year-old ruins of Masada. That is, if our car could make it. This is my top speed. It's like I'm piloting the tram from Disneyland. Go around! Go around! Finally, it gave out altogether. Hi, I'm gonna need a new rental car. I'm the guy in the big yellow box. You can't miss me. As soon as you can. Shalom. We left our yellow Wrangler in the dust and acquired a vehicle with considerably fewer miles on the odometer to get us to Jerusalem. They don't call it the Promised Land for nothing. The tourist markets on the outskirts of the old city are littered with only the classiest religious paraphernalia. This truly is a mecca for sacred t-shirts, wholesale menorahs, and divine tableware. They have some Last Supper placemats, which nothing says classy like just putting a bowl of spaghetti on top of Jesus. Also, the merchants are a little touchy-feely. Sir, are you trying to kiss me? I see you getting very close. I just didn't know if you were trying to come. There we go. Past the kitsch, though, is one of the oldest cities on Earth and a nexus for 3 of the world's most powerful religions. To meet our first expert, I was going to have to navigate a maze of narrow streets that would take me back in time. I paused at the Wailing Wall, believed to be the last remnant of the great temple that housed the Ark of the Covenant. Jews have prayed here for millennia. I continued past the ornate Dome of the Rock, the oldest Islamic building in the world and purportedly the place where Muhammad ascended to heaven. And as I descended into the heart of the old city, I passed through the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the site of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ and the location of his tomb. Emerging on the other side of town, I met up with Danny Herman. He's an expert on the history of Masada. Tell me about Masada today.
Masada today is, for one thing, a symbol in our culture. It's also a major tourist site.
Is this a place that people go to at night?
No. I wouldn't feel comfortable there at night, I'll be frank with you. I mean, 960 people died there. The place is very famous, but very tragic.
Historian Avi Adamiki told me about a recent excavation team that felt practically run off the mountain by its unseen residents.
So we're talking about a group that was excavating Masada, and during the night when they were sleeping there, they heard all kinds of noises, and they interpret these voices and whistles and noise of the winds as ghosts. And in Judaism, if someone wasn't brought into proper burial, their spirit never settled, and it very well might be still in the area, and I feel it. When you're there, you definitely feel it.
Hopeful that we might be able to document some of this activity for ourselves, we exited the city and headed south. Our trek from Jerusalem to Masada would take us directly into the Judean desert and through the lowest point on Earth. This is the home of the Dead Sea, known for having the saltiest water on the planet and for attracting tourists who flock here to bob on its surface. Parched and overheated, my crew cooked up their own rebellious plan.
Josh, it's just this one time. Please.
You have 20 minutes. Go.
Hey, we're the monkeys, and people say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down.
It's been 3 seasons, they deserve a break.
Hey, we're the monkeys, and people say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down. We're just trying to be friendly. Come and watch us sing and play. We're the young generation, and we've got something to say.
Having used up their brief vacation time, we got back on the road and continued on our journey to Masada. The inhospitable landscape here seems utterly barren, but hardy residents still call this land home. We stopped to talk with a few locals to find out what it's like to be neighbors with Masada. When you visit Masada, what is the feeling of Masada?
It's not good energy. The feeling when you come to Masada is fear.
If you concentrate, you can hear what happened here, because the energy of it is still here.
Do you see things or do you just feel them?
You'll see angels, and you'll hear voices, and they were still alive.
Before tackling Masada, we needed to get a better perspective on the geological marvel that we'd be investigating. For months, the Jewish rebels hid in the crumbling fortress of Masada that was previously abandoned by King Herod the Great, while the Roman army built massive siege camps and a retaining wall below. With the only path to the summit too narrow to let the army invade, the Romans constructed a massive earthen ramp that would allow them to ascend the mountain and take the rebels out. Looking on helplessly, in the final hours the rebels did the unthinkable and called for a mass suicide. When the Romans finally punched through the walls, all they found was silence and death. Back on the ground, my team and I journeyed to the foothills of Masada, where we were about to begin a 2-mile hike up the winding snake path. A modern cable car runs to the plateau during the day, but we wanted to reach the top the same way the rebels did. Carrying 50-pound cases, we struggled in the 100-degree heat.
Oh my God. It doesn't sound broken.
This is why we have no nice things. Thank you. Sweat-soaked and tired, we reached the summit just before nightfall. We were now utterly alone and about to be the very first to investigate this historic site under cover of darkness. Hey guys, we got about a half hour before the sun sets. Let's get base camp up and running and get to it. We set up 4 infrared cameras along the steep edges of the plateau. These cameras would focus on the ruins and allow us to record any movement in the dark. We also rigged trap cameras in areas where sightings have been reported.
Copy that. Looks great, Rex.
Vanessa would monitor this equipment throughout the night. This is a really rare opportunity that we have. This site has historical significance, archaeological, and religious significance, so we need to treat it with a lot of respect. Leave no impact here. What we're up here to do is to see if there is any sort of residual energy, as people claim.
People have said that they heard whistles, voices, moans.
There are basically 1,000-foot cliffs encircling this whole fortress. One false move and you're done.
Let's get at it, guys. Ryder, Mike, and I made our way to the north of our base camp to the synagogue, where many people have reported seeing apparitions and hearing voices. Bobby and Rex headed to the eastern part of the site, following up on reports of strange lights and sounds. Ryder.
Yeah. Did you find something?
This is the synagogue. This is actually the oldest synagogue in the world.
Really?
Yeah, it's the oldest synagogue ever found in the world. Let's start by doing a